Hey guys, how's it going? It's Molly. I'm here today to film my May haul. June is almost over. I'm just now sitting down to do this. But, this way I can kind of tell you what I thought of everything that I purchased because I have had ample time to actually try this stuff. So, why don't we just go ahead and jump into it? I was pretty good in May. I didn't exceed my budget, so I personally feel good about that. Let's go ahead and start with the order that I placed with Juvia's Place. So I have already posted a first impressions video of these things, and there's swatches in that video. So if you're curious about it, like if you want to see swatches, you want to see these things in action, you should go to my channel page and find the most recent Juvia's Place first impressions thing. So what I ended up picking up is I did get one of the blush palettes. Sorry, I just read that it says blushed rougey. Rougey? I don't know. This is palette volume 2. Here are the shades. These are really pretty. I've used both of them. I think of the two, I really like this one a lot. Still also thoroughly enjoy this one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with either of them. They are pigmented, and so you want to use a light hand when you dip into these. If you're of a lighter skin tone like myself, for reference, I typically am like a light neutral in foundation shades. So, it's funny. My husband's trying to be quiet, but our floors are so old that it's impossible, and it makes me laugh. But anyway, these are really pretty. Maybe I should talk about the quality, right? Not just how pretty they are. I didn't experience any issues with them being muddy or patchy. There was no problems with it. It blends out great. So, like I said, I would say the only thing is that they're maybe a little bit more pigmented than what somebody of my skin tone needs, but that's a good thing. That means that these are going to work on a variety of skin tones. You just need to tweak your application slightly. Okay, the next thing that I purchased was one of the bronze palettes. So they released, I want to say they might have like 6 different shade duos of their bronze palettes. They go from like fair to light to medium to tan to deep to dark, or I can't remember, but I chose medium. And I really love the fact that in here you have something that has more of a red undertone, and then you have something with more of a yellow undertone. So for me, when I'm using, I typically like to base my blush and bronzer off of what I'm, look at you tiptoeing. I typically like to base my blush and bronzer off of my eye. You're making the camera move.
Am I really?
Yeah. Tubby. He's like 6 foot and 145 pounds, so he's not tubby at all. Anyway, what was I saying? I like to base my blush and bronzer, off of my eyeshadow. So if I'm doing a cool tone look, I'm going to reach for maybe this more like, I guess they're both warm tone, but this is maybe a little less warm tone. I hope you're picking up what I'm laying down. Again, with the formulation, it's great. It's not patchy. It blends out beautifully. These ones I don't think were more pigmented than any other bronzer that I have necessarily. So I didn't feel like I had to go in with a super light hand with these. They worked really well. I highly recommend both of these if you've been wanting to try Juvia's Place, but maybe the eyeshadow color stories aren't your thing. Try these. These are great. Then I did pick up the Blushed Rose eyeshadow palette. I have used all of these shades, I think. Yes, I have. I've used all of them, and they are all beautiful. I know occasionally Juvia's Place maybe doesn't knock it out of the park with an eyeshadow palette. In fact, I think the only one that I did not like was the Taupes palette. That one just sucked. Like, the mattes were super chalky. They just weren't pigmented. They didn't build up well at all. The shimmers weren't very good in that. But this one, I feel like they're kind of back to their roots. They're solid matte formula with their incredibly foiled, beautiful shimmers. Again, I know that I said that I have swatches in that video, but I can't not put my fingers in these things. So there's just a couple of finger swatches of the shimmers. This shade here is incredible. I know in my video I use this shade and it's really pretty too. I don't have anything like it in my collection, but this one is just, it's, I don't know, man. I can't really explain it. There's definitely some like champagne, some peach, some pink. It's gorgeous. And I feel like both of these shimmers complement these matte shades really well. So you can do quite a bit with this little palette. She's small but mighty. And then I did pick up one of their concealers. I got the shade 21. I kind of have been striking out with concealers lately as far as shade selection goes. In my April haul, I talked about the Moira Beauty concealer that I purchased, and it's way too dark, but I think that mixed with this one would be perfect. I've been mixing the Moira one with my Dose of Colors concealer and it's working out really well, but this would also work for that. It's just, I can make this work, but it's like if I blend it down, you know, enough and maybe kind of take it on the center of my face as well, it's not noticeably too light, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it is a really great formula. I didn't have any issues with it. It creased a little bit, but every concealer ever does because I have fine lines under my eyes. I'm 36. It is what it is. So regardless of the creasing, the formula of this, I found that it lasted all day long. It didn't lift up on my inner corners at all, which tends to happen to me. So I like that formula. I would like to get a shade that works well for me. And then the last thing that I got with my Juvia's Place purchase was this lipstick. It's in the shade a mauve, a mauve moment. I'm from Nebraska. We say mauve. I like it. Okay. I like the color. I like the formula. It's maybe a little bit more drying of a formula than what I prefer, but I can make it work just fine. I have it on today. I've got it topped with the Peony lip gloss from the Samantha March and Ofra collab. Love that. And I think it's really pretty. The thing that I don't like about these lipsticks is the shape of the bullet. And I know that that might sound nitpicky, and maybe it is, but I have a hard time getting like a good application with this for whatever reason. It tends to, it's like I can get the peaks of my upper lip perfectly, right? Because that's like a perfect peak shape. But then as soon as I go over this area, it tends to go lower than my lip line. So it doesn't make any sense. Like I try to pay attention to what I'm doing and it still does it. So I just have to go over it like 2 or 3 times in order to get the line just right. This would also easily be fixed if I would just use a lip liner, but I don't have that many of those and I can't be bothered to do that. So not going to happen. Okay. So that was Juvia's Place. Thoroughly enjoyed everything aside from the shape of the bullet of the lipstick. The next thing that I got is from Unique Beauty. This is an indie brand that I had seen on Instagram a bunch, and I purchased 2 of their palettes. I want to say they were on sale. I think they were. I wish I could remember their prices. I don't quite remember what they were, but I got the Me, Myself, and I Pressed Pigment palette, which looks like this. This is like is it a multi-chrome? They might be multi-chromes, you guys. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I will do swatches of these because I haven't done swatches of these on my channel yet. So I got the Me, Myself, and I, and then I got the Bubble Time Pressed Pigment palette. It looks like that. I have used both of these. I haven't used every shade. In the Me, Myself, and I have used every shade. They're all fantastic. The mattes work really well. The shimmers are incredible. In the Bubble Time one, I've used the shimmers. They're beautiful. Honestly, I bought these because of the shimmers. That was the only thing that was really pulling me in, because that's typically what I'm drawn to when it comes to eyeshadows. So I will go ahead and swatch the Me, Myself, and I palette here for you guys. Okay, so here are swatches. Yeah, this is for sure a multi-chrome. You've got kind of like hot pink to blue to green and gold. It's so pretty. This shade here is I would say a duochrome. It's got that kind of orange and green, orange to green, maybe. And then this shade is like white with pink, gold. Again, it's a multi-chrome. They're so pretty. Holy crap. This shade here reminds me a lot of that white with a pink flip that was in the ABH Subculture palette, but that one did not perform. Like, this one is what that palette wished it had, basically. These are fantastic. Like I said, the matte quality is great. I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. I've really enjoyed using these for sure. So, and they're not horribly expensive. They're like 20 something, I want to say. It's not bad. Definitely worth every single penny. These guys are based out of the UK, I want to say. And shipping didn't even take that long. I want to say that these were here within 2 weeks. It was not bad, and it wasn't very pricey to have them shipped to the States. So I'm pretty happy with those. I'm going to go wash off my swatches, and then I'll be back to swatch Bubble Time. Okay, so here is Bubble Time. Can you just take a look at the shimmers? I mean, really? I will say I have not used any of the mattes in here. They just weren't really speaking to me. I have used this shade, and I want to say I used this, or I might have just swatched it, but it's gorgeous. Again, we've got multi-chromes. This one for sure is a multi-chrome. This one is more just a really beautiful foiled pigment. This one I can't tell. I think it's probably a multi-chrome. Like, I'm seeing a little bit of pink, gold, blue, and green. I'm gonna feel real dumb if I look at the descriptions of these and they're like, they're just duochromes. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining it, but that one might just be a duochrome. I don't know though, because here it looks purple, here it's green, in the middle it's blue. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy about it. And again, price is right. I thoroughly enjoy it. I feel like with indie brands, I love trying them because they're so new and exciting. Like, they aren't re-releasing the same crap over and over again. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. Okay, again, I'm gonna go wash off, and I'll be back to show you guys the last purchase that I made in May. Okay, and then the last thing that I purchased in May was the Glamlight Ice Cream Dream palette. I had my eye on this for a long time. I know that I mentioned in the brands I want to try in 2021 video, this was one of the potential candidates for my Glamlight purchase. So here's what it looks like. You can see I have used this. Of all of the purchases in May, I have used this the most. I love that the reason I chose this over any of their other palettes was that you get these bright, beautiful pops of color, but then you also have these neutrals that you can do a lot with. So this is kind of my perfect palette. I love using color, but I also enjoy having neutrals to fall back on. So and one of the ways that I like using color is by doing a neutral look with like a pop of color incorporated in some small way. So I love this. These shimmers are out of this world. I have never tried anything like them. They are so good. I have done some really beautiful looks. The one thing that I really like is that a lot of these shimmers, in fact, all of these shimmers have corresponding matte shades that go with them. So one of my favorite looks was actually using these two mattes with this green all over the lid. Beautiful. So I loved that. This white shade up here is actually a gorgeous, like, pink shimmer. I did swatch this out so I can show you guys where it is. It's right there. It's just this like beautiful light pink shimmer. So here is the entire palette swatched out. It just, oh, I had heard really good things about the Glamlight formula, and it's everything they say about their formula is accurate. The shimmers, I would say, I would classify them as having a lot of dimension. I never quite understood what that meant until I had experienced shimmers like this. And they just, I guess they're not really shimmers. They're foiled. That's what they are. They're foiled liquid metal that you get to put on your eyelids. So really pretty. The mattes are nice and pigmented, but not so much so that you can't blend them. They blend beautifully. I feel like I usually say such good things about the products that I try. I don't know if maybe I'm just not like adventurous enough when it comes to trying new things, but yeah, I knew that this was going to be good, and I'm incredibly happy that I have it. So yeah, that is the last thing that I bought for the month of May. So if you guys want to see, I guess if you want to see a video where I do 3 looks with this, let me know. I might do 3 looks with it anyways, even if you don't tell me that you want to see it, because I like filming those videos. They're kind of fun. I think that's where we're going to leave things today. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up. If you enjoyed, I hope that you will consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.